Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about some of the important array methods in JavaScript. Basically, this is targeted for beginners in JavaScript or Node.js, and also some people coming from different languages, .NET, Java, Python, and if you know one of the programming languages, and it's very easy to understand this, and it takes couple of minutes to go through this. So let's go ahead and see some of the examples that I already have it in my editor. Let's go to this first module. So basically I have put everything like in one module here. So in case if you don't know what is an array, so array is nothing but a set of elements. And this is like declaring the number array that takes all the numbers, and this is a string array that contains ABC as elements. This is one of the way to declare or create an array using the array class. Using the new instance, it's going to create instance of the array, and it's going to take all this as the parameters to that array class constructor, and it's going to create array. It is similar to creating just like you can also say string array equal to like this in the square brackets, and you can write ABC. So this is another example. So here we are doing the same thing. So I declared I'm not using the new operator here, but you can just go ahead, you can just directly put all the string values inside the square brackets, and it's going to contain all these values and store into this string array variable. So just for demonstration, let's see what it's going to print looks like here, right? So it's going to print all these values. Welcome. We run this. Yeah. So this is very basic. So the first method that I want to talk about is the splice. So splice basically removes the elements from an array. You see the definition. This is also one of the ways to understand in case if you don't know, if you put dot here and it's going to show this methods, and also you can mouse over this. It's going to show the tooltip. What is the definition of this method splice? Basically it removes the elements from an array, and if necessary it inserts new elements in their place, returning the deleted elements. So what it means is, for example, I have an array of months, Jan, March, April and June, and basically I want to add element here after Jan. So that's so if you know basically the array index starts from 0. So this is a 0 element, this is a element at position 1, this is position 2 and 3. So now at the position between 0 and 1, that means at the position 1 I want to add this element. So what is this 0? This 0 means delete. Do you want to delete any existing elements? No, I don't want to delete, so that's why I put 0. If you put a 1, so we can go to this example next one. But yeah, so basically the first one is saying I want to insert the fib value at this position. So 0 and 1 position. So means 0 and it will come here. So let's go ahead and print what happens after you do the splice, and it's going to update the existing. It's going to um, update the existing array. So that's why you can print directly the value of that month. So you see here now the updated array of months. So actually it mutates the means like modifies the existing array. So that's why it's printing the updated array Jan, Feb, March, April, and June, right? So now let's see the other examples of slice. So the second one is with the delete element, right? So the first element is which position you want to insert the new element, and do you want to replace or delete any elements at that position? Let's say the position 4. Let's say now the months has like 5 elements, right? So the fourth element will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So fourth element I want to delete one element. So that means I'm going to remove June and I'm going to replace that with the May, right? So you will see Jan, so Feb already added, March, April instead of June, we are gonna get May. Let's go ahead and run that. See, it's the updated one. It's all about slice. And next one is push and pop. So basically push is going to add a new element at the end of the existing array. So we have an existing array, so let's say request array. So and that has two elements, 1 and 2, and you are going to push these two values to the existing array. So it is going to append 3 and 4 to the existing array. Let's go ahead and print. So it's added like two elements, 3 and 4. So that's why you see the updated one here. So now the next one is pop. Pop is going to remove the last element from an array and returns it. So the last element is 4, so and it's going to return that one. So let's go ahead and run this. So it's going to return the last element that is deleted. So yeah, and you want to check whether there are any changes to the request array. You can do that too here. So 1, 2, 3. So it also deleted that from the existing array. So existing array means when the after push you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you deleted fourth one using the pop, and your remaining is like 1, 2, 3. So that's why I see 1, 2, 3 here. And also you want to delete the first element, right? Suppose they are deleting the last element of the array using pop, but you want to remove the first element of the array, and do that using the shift element. So I would name this as shift here. Let's say you have an array of two elements and you want to remove the first element from an array. So let's try what happens with that. So and it returns the one that got deleted. And also you can print and see whether it's really modifying, it's mutates the existing one. So yes, so it's removed the one and it's only showing the two on that array. And the next one is find. So find and sum are the next methods on array. So find basically returns the value of the first element in the array where predicate is true. So this is the predicate, and basically the find method is taking a predicate. Predicate is nothing but a function, right? So like a condition. So what I'm saying is that on this array, if you say find, and what it is going to return is like it's going to return the value. So that is important. Return the value. So what it is saying, I'm iterating over each element of this fruits array and checking if that element value is mango, and then I'm going to return that. So what is the expected answer? Right, mango should be printed. Yeah, the best way is like you can also parallelly type this and you can pause this video and you can just type similar to this and practice it. That's the way to remember these functions forever. So let's this one. So mango, right? It's printing the mango. So it's returning the value. Find is returning the value from the array that matches the given condition. The other function, the other method is the sum. It does exactly the same except one thing. It's going to return the true or false. True for any element of an array. So if the condition is met, it's going to return okay. It's saying, well, I want to check, okay, mango is there in this list of fruits, right? Array for fruits. So it's checking this condition. So if it is there, it's true. But here I'm not returning the value. So that's the only difference. So let's go ahead and run this. So here the first find method returned mango, but the second one returned only true. So that's the only difference. So whenever we want to get the value that matches the given condition, you use find, and you don't care like what about the return value. You just want to say, okay, mango exists. That's fine. I don't care like where it is, and you don't care where that value, and you don't want that value. So and the next one is index of. So basically index of returns the position of the element in the given array. So we can take the same example fruits, and you can do the index of on this, and let's see. So in the mango is at position 0, 1, 2. So let's print. So it's returning the 2, and this will be useful like when you're working with some extracting some strings or the values out of a string, or replacing some values kind of stuff in the real world. So concat, sometimes you want to concatenate two values. You can do this way, or you can do and also you can do array 1 plus array 2. That's also the other way. But if you do this one, concatenate using the concat method, it's going to concatenate array 1 with array 2. So it's going to print 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very straightforward. Let's go ahead and run 1, 2, 3, 4. That is very easy one. The next one is join. So basically, joins adds all the elements of an array into a string specified for the given array. Suppose so. Basically, what it says, like you have an array. Let's say this one, right? 1 and 2. So this is an array, but I want. Let's say your requirement is like you want to combine them using some comma separated. You just want values into a string, right? So you can do that with this. It's just going to combine these two values using this separator. So you would expect 1, 2. Let's go ahead and run 1, 2. So you see that values are combined using the given separator. So and the next one is for each, and this is most useful. So there will be always a requirement. This is the most used one. Among this, you will be having the requirements to iterate over each element and print or do something else. And sometimes you'll use this with other functions like map or different reducers or some other functions as well. But this is the most used basic one. So basically for each is going to the action specified action on each of these elements, right? So what I'm doing here, the action is here. I'm printing the element here on every element. So let's print this one. So it's printing all the fruits like we have in the previous section. So it's just going to each element and it's going to print. And this is a ES6 arrow syntax. And the next one is map. So map basically calls a defined callback function on each of the elements. It's similar to that for each. Yeah, so this is also doing the same thing. But here you can do like it's going to return another updated map, right? It's going to return and returns an array. See here the definition, it's returns an array that contains the results. So basically I'm taking this fruits map and applying this logic on each element, and it's going to return the updated elements. So if you run this one, so you will get fruit hyphen appended to each of these elements in the fruits array. Let's go ahead and run this here. So it just prefix each element of that fruits array with fruit icon. And the next one is filter. Filter is name itself talks about what it is. It's filtering the elements array, basically array with the given condition. So I'm filtering that fruits array with this condition. So if what it says is like if any of the elements matches this condition, I want those only those elements. So if you print that, you should expect mango, right? So I'm returning the only elements that it's going to return only the elements that matches this condition. So you got the updated array that it's not updated, but it's going to return the array that contains the filtered elements and flat. So sometimes you have a array like this, right? You want to flatten that. Flat means like you want to take the key of this